We're at 866-997-GRIT. And Keith, we're still here. Rush Limbaugh is not. Now, I've been trying very hard all night to avoid saying anything cruel about his disease, his illness, or his death while going ahead and making fun of him. And by making fun of him, I mean reading his exact quotes of racism and woman-hating from his entire career. But do you have any thoughts on the loss of one of our most famous bigots, someone who really managed to institutionalize being cruel, ignorant, and shitty to the less fortunate?
Well, you know, my mother taught me very, very young that if you have nothing good to say about someone, to make sure you sit next to her because she's going to give you all the tea. And so,
very nice.
I personally, the death in anyone's family, especially when they clearly are somebody's breadwinner, he ain't doing radio for free. So he's clearly somebody's breadwinner. And so on that level, that sucks because, you know, that changes the whole dynamic within a person's family, yada, yada, yada. And that's a terrible thing to have to experience because we all go through that. However, like when you've been doing nothing but spitting hate for the last, 40 years in front of a microphone, speaking nothing but ill of people and living in that space, and then people congregating in that space and creating that energy that has permeated and has been validated for so long, thank God he's gone. Thank God he's gone. And it's like, you know, not for nothing, there's a couple other people I'd like to see disappear too, but, you know, when you say things like that, that's when they send the Secret Service. So we
don't wish harm on anyone. I never wanted bad things to happen to Rush Limbaugh. I wanted 3 ghosts to visit him on Christmas Eve and turn him into a good person. That's how I put it.
Right. But let's face it, John, we just have to stop hoping and wishing that they're going to do that. Because, you know, again, we're going to spend our lives like Lucy and Charlie Brown in that football. Because,
I know.
You know, waiting for Rush Limbaugh to say anything nice about black people.
Let me read you a Limbaugh quote about Barack Obama. He said on the radio, and again, our grandchildren will be shocked that this sort of thing would go on in the 21st century, and these people faced no reprisals at all. He said, Obama is uppity, but not as a black. He is an elitist. He does think he's smarter and better than everyone else. He didn't just call the first black president uppity. He said he's uppity, but not as a black. He found a way to make uppity even more offensive. I mean, that's a talent.
And again, you have to give credit where credit is due. We have seen racism and hatred and misogyny. This is a country that literally has been built on that. And so it's like to see someone have spent an entire career being glorified for that is not an unusual thing. But at the same time, what's so scary is that, you know, just like a gray hair, when you yank it out of your beard or out of your hair, you know, 2 more grow back. So
that's true. That's true.
It's like, so, you know, now that we've gotten rid of one, what's coming next? Because, you know, there's a whole bunch of people jockeying for that position, just like, you know, all of these idiots jockeying to try to be the next Trump. So
that's really true.
Yeah, well.
Limbaugh spent his final months on the air downplaying the pandemic, spreading medical lies, spreading conspiracy theories, calling COVID-19 the common cold, and telling his listeners, we have to remember that people die every day in America, and the day he dies, the death toll hits 500,000. Keith, the man died with blood on his hands.
Yes, he did. He died with plenty of blood on his hands. And the energy that he has helped create and foster in this country has probably also been responsible for a lot of other loss in an indirect way. You know, again, he's not going to be missed by really nobody, truth be told. You know, because as I said before, like the gray hair, you yank 1 and 2 are coming right behind him. So, like, it's just a matter of time before we, you know, hook onto the next train of hate. And what's so sad is that this train that just finally went into the station was really awful.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah.
And so that means whatever else is coming behind it is probably going to be even worse because we've allowed that train to come all the way through unscathed. So,
you're so right. You're so right, Keith. Oh, my God. Let's get back to the phones. People have been on hold for a very, very long time, and I'd love to know their thoughts if they're still speaking to me after playing that bit.